to animes like Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is surprisingly refreshing and adventurous anime, very different from your usual shonen, but what other shows should you check out after watching Dr. Stone? Well then, let's talk about it.
よし、せめて少しでも高く。あれは
Number 10, are you lost? Now guys, if there's something that sets Dr. Stone apart, then it's the educational aspect. We learn so much about science and building things from Senku and friends. Well, Are You Lost is similar in the sense that just like how Dr. Stone teaches us about science and rebuilding civilization, this anime teaches us about survival. Things like finding water, hunting for food, searching for shelter, and more. The story follows 4 high school girls, namely Homare, Asuka, Mutsu, and Shion, who end up on a deserted island because of a plane crash. Luckily, Homare has had survival training from her father, so she takes the lead. But how is a group of cute and fragile high school girls going to survive on a remote, uninhabited island?
つまりこの水は肛門から飲む。胃を通らないから安全性が高い。
体内に入った細菌を始末する掃除屋。白血球。
Number 9, Cells at Work. Alright, the next anime on our list is also educational. We're talking about Cells at Work, an anime that tells the story of your human body. Cells are portrayed as either cute and clumsy girls or tall and handsome boys. There are enemies as well. Honestly, you'll be surprised by how much this anime has to offer. While Dr. Stone teaches us about how to play 3D Minecraft, Cells at Work is all about helping you understand how your body works. And it does so beautifully through the use of lively characters, humor, action, and occasional drama. Definitely a must-watch for anyone who can spare a few hours this coming weekend.
半端ない。せっかく痛い時で急所を作るあらゆる本能を断ち切るばかりの平均攻撃。敵だな、あれ。いける。奥義、烈、風神の舞。はっ、へっ、
Number 8, Appare Ranman. Moving on, we have a historical drama that features the same kind of characters as our boy Senku. We're talking about a young man named Appare, who happened to be an inventor from the early 20th century. He loves building things, even if those around him don't understand, and well, as fate would have it, he and his samurai friend somehow ends up all the way in Los Angeles with no dollars in their pockets whatsoever. Luckily, when they learn about the Trans-America Wild Race, Appare realizes that this is the way. He can flex his engineering skills and win the money. Bravo! But will it really be that easy? Number 7, Astra Lost in Space. Following Appare Ranman, the next anime we have is Astra Lost in Space. This story takes place in the future. The year is 2063, and we have a group of high school students who ended up getting lost in space during an intergalactic trip. Sadly, the situation is much more complicated than it seems at first. Even after they get their hands on an abandoned ship, they soon realize that they are thousands of light years away from their camp. Now then, what to do? How to survive? I'd say if you like the premise and generally enjoy the survival-based stories, this anime has a lot to offer, especially in terms of plot twists. Much like Dr. Stone, Astra Lost in Space is a daring adventure to say the least. Number 6, No Game, No Life. If Senku's strength is his knowledge of science, then the strength of these siblings is their S-tier fluency when it comes to playing games. Yes, No Game, No Life is indeed an anime similar to Dr. Stone. The story follows 2 socially isolated step-siblings named Sora and Shiro. They are legends when it comes to online gaming, and then one day after defeating an unknown player at chess, the siblings find themselves in a parallel world, a reality where any and all things are decided through games. If you're that rare human being who somehow still hasn't watched No Game No Life, let me tell you that the 4 hours you're going to spare to binge watch this anime will be one hell of an exciting roller coaster ride.
絶対不変のルールとする。
だからそんなこと言ってる場合か。もう地面が地面が違う。
Number 5, 7 Seeds. Up next at number 5, we have 7 Seeds. I guess it's safe to say that the story of Dr. Stone takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. Well, same in the case when it comes to 7 Seeds. There are groups of young individuals who are preserved to make sure that humanity lives on even after the catastrophic destruction caused by a meteor impact. There are 5 of these groups, and well, let's just say that these groups aren't all equal. Still, it's up to them to revive humans and rebuild society. Unlike Dr. Stone, this anime focuses more on the psychological dilemmas of characters, and it's definitely not easy going, but you will experience the same vibes.
お前らそういうキャラじゃねえだろ。おい、やめろ。
少し甘く考えていたかな。
Number 4, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Moving on, we have That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime at number 4. The reason I decided to add this anime onto the list is very simple. Much like Dr. Stone, it also follows the concept of rebuilding a civilization. Seriously, if you enjoy world building, give it a go. The story starts with a corporate worker who dies while protecting his cheeky colleague and his girlfriend. In his final moments, he asks his colleague to dispose of his hard drive and then perishes. However, the next thing he knows, he has been reincarnated as a slime in a fantasy world. From there on out, it's one thing after another, but something you need to know is that this isekai anime takes itself seriously. Number 3, Steins Gate. You know what? Steins Gate is also similar to Dr. Stone. Set in the Akihabara district of Tokyo, the story follows a self-proclaimed mad scientist named Akabe and his fellows who somehow created a device that can quite literally send messages into the past. Okay, do not try this at home, kids. Sending messages into the past can brutally mess up everything as you see in this anime. The consequences are too much. Overall, Steins Gate is the best anime we have when it comes to time travel. It is also one of those greatest stories ever told in the anime medium.
やってくれ。行くよ。
信じられないならあんたも食べてみたらどうすか。
認めるわけにはいかないのに反応してしまう。
Number 2, Food Wars. At number 2, we have Food Wars. What makes Food Wars similar to Dr. Stone is the exhilarating passion and confidence of the main character. Both Senku and Yukihira are larger-than-life intellectuals who always manage to turn the situation around even if the odds are against them. Of course, when it comes to Food Wars, the premise revolves around cooking. There are high-stakes cooking competitors where students battle to create dishes that can impress the judges. There's quite a lot of spicy fan service in case you're into that, but honestly, do not watch this anime for the fan service or the foodgasms. Watch it for the extraordinary characters that make you shake with excitement.
そして下の段は牛肉主体のミンチ。デミグラスソースとの相性も抜群。恐るべき完成度。この料理。御身に捧ぐは我が心。祈りと感謝を捧げて、聖なるご加護を賜らん。
Number 1, Ascendance of a Bookworm. Finally, the anime we have at number 1 is Ascendance of a Bookworm. There is a literature nerd who dies and is reincarnated as a 5-year-old girl named Mien. Now, She used to love books back in the modern day and was even about to start her career as a librarian, but in this world, books are rare. Sometimes it's impossible for the average Joe to get their hands on them. So what does she do? If there are no books or libraries, she decides to create one. In this primitive world, she is planning on using her modern day knowledge to create books. It may sound a bit tame in comparison to a few others of the animes on this list, but do not be mistaken, guys. This anime is a genuine gem. The spirit of preservation and the love of books, not to mention the power of knowledge, all these themes are beautifully encapsulated in this fantasy tale. And with that said, guys, this will be it for today's video. Watch these animes if you like Dr. Stone. Do let me know what you guys think of my list, and if you have any other similar animes that you want to share with all of us, please be my guest in the comment section down below. As always, a like and subscribe will be most welcome, and if you're feeling particularly giddy about these anime recommendations, that super thanks button is always ready to be pressed by you at any moment now. Yup, any and all support is genuinely appreciated, and with that said, I'll see you guys on my next video.